Hey folks, it's Eric Tay here. I'm joined by Giancarlo and
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Long time.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the new Destiny Dark Below preview that was kind of shown today. I'm going to break some of it down to kind of see what's interesting, what we think is interesting.
Yep.
So let's do it.
We heard loud and clear what players wanted. They wanted more. That's what we've tried to do in the Dark Below, is bring people more.
Yeah, so I think what's interesting about that, though, is just that, yes, that is a big complaint about Destiny as it stands, just there's not enough content. And obviously this is going to bring some content, new content, to the original game, which they'll go into depth later. But is this still even going to be enough for people?
I see, the thing is, the content that they've had laid out, which is, I think, as you said, we're going to go into it, but there's at least one new strike for everyone, 2 for PlayStation owners, and then there's 3 missions and the raid. I want to say the raid's probably not going to get unlocked till later on, so day 1 you're going to have those things to do, as well as the 3 new multiplayer maps. It depends on how long until the next expansion. I would imagine maybe like a 3-month window, but it's probably not enough unless the raid takes you that long, I guess, because everything else leading up to the raid is probably going to take you like a couple days, probably not even.
Yeah, I hope so. So what's interesting about Eris is I wonder if she actually is a response to the story complaints about Destiny and just that there isn't enough of it like on the surface, and that they wanted to build this character as sort of a narrative device so that people get more story elements directly from the game itself as opposed to reading grimoire cards and that sort of thing.
I mean, it has to be. I would imagine she already has so much more that she's talking about than we've kind of heard before, just like from a preview, right? She's building up what her experience was trying to, defeat Crota back in the day. She hid this whole time because they couldn't do it, and now she's trying to help guide you to get revenge.
Of special significance there is that we saw dude using the sword.
I think they figured out, yeah, I think everyone likes using the sword. The question is it only for one person again? Because that's kind of what bummed out everyone else was, we would get in there with our three-man fire team and only one person got to wield the sword. It looks like it's going to be a mission, like you said on the Cosmodrome, so maybe they'll let more than one person use it this time. I don't know. I mean, like, obviously it's soloable, but it would be nice to see 3 people running around with the sword just chopping stuff up. So speaking about Eris, it's actually interesting. We just saw her bleed from her eyes, which is kind of creepy. But she has 3 eyes, almost pseudo like a hive. The question is, I know she's been hiding out, or she hid in the caves. What do you think is going on with the 3-eye thing?
Well, I mean, she's also clutching like an object that's glowing green, so it seems like she has been infused with some kind of hive magic, I guess. That's basically caused her, what seems like it's caused her to mutate, sort of. So like whatever she's holding is like radioactive. And obviously, yeah, her eyes are bleeding some sort of black goo, which I wonder if that is like the darkness or whatever that gets referenced at various points during the game, or if that's just hive blood or whatever that is. But yeah, it's kind of freaky. So that part, I don't really have anything other to say other than that looks hella sweet.
Are we falling from that top area all the way down to this kind of platform area that we're at that looks like it's pretty much almost pitch black, sans the circle that you're standing in? It's a la, Vault of Glass, hold the area, and I think maybe that bridge that you run across, that kind of slowly builds out or something. After you've held this long enough, you can kind of see it in the background in some of these shots. So I just think it's pretty cool. The thralls come after you, like level 30 thralls.
So you were saying something interesting about this map in particular earlier, just about
I mean,
that environment on top of some other things.
I think visually, this was one of those locations that looked kind of the most stunning in the game when you're playing single player. I think it got kind of lost in the shuffle because it was so short-lived.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that they're going to the Black Garden with this one, and I, after doing so much Iron Banner over the last week, I'm super happy to see some new multiplayer maps. So no matter what they do, I'll just be happy to see those in rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Really like the visual design of this map.
Just that bone area alone, it was another one of those areas that was really memorable for a lot of people, just running by and going, oh shit.
So we get a glimpse of some of the new weapons and armor pieces that will be in the Dark Below. Presumably some of those are raid weapons. We're seeing some that are called various things of Crota.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're probably raid weapons, mainly because they also have what is now the Oracle Disruptor, so it's probably some Hive type disruptor. So I don't know what the Oracle equivalent is for Crota, but clearly, at least I think from what we've seen, there's like 3 weapons that I can say like probably are raid weapons, and we also get to see some of the new exotics, which we've kind of gotten a sneak preview of before because it's been data mined, unfortunately, for Destiny, but like Dragon's Breath and whatnot, so now we're getting to see it in action. That's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to seeing if there's any type of special raid weapon a la like a Fatebringer that has like a nice double modifier of explosion or something like that. But yeah, in terms of just what we've seen today, like a lot of cool stuff coming out. You know, Crota, I want to kill Crota.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting fight, I think.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. I mean, even, you know, with the lore kind of being where it's at, like I feel like they're making improvements in that area for sure with Eris, and that's great to see.
All right, well, that was a quick kind of breakdown of what we kind of saw. I'm sure there's some things you guys might see that we didn't talk about necessarily, but if you want to talk about it, go ahead and talk about it in the comments. But thank you, Giancarlo.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Always is.
Yes.